So, Ruslan Deynychenko, the executive director of StopFake or UA, our partners, is here to comment on the fakes produced by the Kremlin propaganda machine. So, hello and welcome.
Hello.
So, I've tried to investigate and try to comment on all the different fakes. And my first question is how the Russian propaganda machine is choosing the topics. Because as we've seen in the previous review, they're talking about the fertile land, then they switch to nuclear threats and even to oppressing the Russian-speaking community. Where's the logic in all of that?
Yeah, the logic exists, and of course these are three different fakes, but they have something in common. And the common is the audience all these fakes are targeted. And this is foreign audience. And we know that this week President Zelensky is on a tour, visiting France, visiting Great Britain, visiting Brussels. And of course, Russian propaganda and disinformation in Kremlin, all they want to create some circumstances and some information noise around this visit. And all these fakes, they are targeted, and the idea of these fakes is to remind the audience that the Zelensky so-called regime, they are Nazis, they support Nazis. They do not allow Ukrainians speak their native Russian language, and that minorities in Ukraine cannot speak Russian, minority cannot speak Russian language. And of course, the nuclear threats, it's again, every time that the Western countries, Western partners of Ukraine are going to provide us with a new bunch of weapons, modern weapons. The Kremlin and the Putin and Medvedev, they remind the Western countries that the Kremlin has an ability to use nuclear weapons. They threat Western countries with nuclear war. So the aim of all these three fakes is to spoil the intents, the tries of Ukrainian authorities to find new weapons that might be provided to Ukraine.
And the image of the president of Ukraine as well.
Of course, because some of these stories, they were repeated by Western medias, by European medias. You had some examples when French media, they had reports, false reports, that misleading reports about nuclear weapons and nuclear threats of Mr. Zelensky.
Are the fakes made by Russian propaganda machine and made by the Kremlin every single day can be successful among the community, among the European countries? Is there any success in what they're trying to do?
Russian propaganda machine is very creative, and every time they fail or they are not very successful, they try to invent new ways to reach people, new narratives to influence people in Russia, in Ukraine, in the European Union, the United States. So they are very creative, and they are trying to find new ways how to influence people. Of course, our project, the StopFake, and a lot of other people who fight Russian disinformation and propaganda, of course, we follow them and we try to track their activities and trying to find effective ways how to interfere and how we can stop spreading lies about Ukraine, and not just about Ukraine, but lies that Russian propaganda machine produces on an industrial scale.
Is there any mechanism, not just checking the fakes, but to make a punishment the Russian media for producing those fakes? Can we just go put them into jail or go to some jury? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's the ultimate goal of all fact-checkers and I think Ukrainian authorities is to punish those who produce disinformation, who intentionally disseminate lies, trying to fuel conflicts in Ukraine, in the European Union, in the United States. But so far, of course, our project, Fact Checkers in other countries, we collect the evidence. We have more than 50,000 pieces of evidence that we can provide to the international courts. And I hope the day will come when all these media personalities who are involved in these criminal activities will be in the court and will be punished, because it will be a very important lesson for future generations.
Why Russia is trying to dehumanize Ukrainians, talking about us like Nazis, talking about the nuclear threats, what they're trying to do, like not to make us real human beings or something?
Yeah, they're trying to persuade their own population that this war is justified, that Ukrainian are Nazis, so let's go and kill them. They want that a lot of people in Russia leave their jobs, leave their families, took machine guns to their hands and went to Ukraine to kill Ukrainians, because otherwise it would be very difficult to explain to Russians why they should kill Ukrainians, why they should support this war. So this is the only way how they can do it.
And by the way, Russian officials are trying to explain why they invaded Ukraine, and there is no logic explanation in what they are doing, because they are shifting the main aim of invading Ukraine all the time.
Yeah, that's true. And at the beginning, they were spreading information about biolab laboratories or nuclear weapons that Ukraine possesses. But later they started to create new causes for war, because of course it was absolutely well, it was bullshit. No one trusted that Ukraine invented mosquitoes that can bite only Russians, right? So they tried to invent new explanations why this war should be continued by Russia.
And my latest question for today. So who are those European people or the people from other countries who can accept all those fakes? Who are they? They're not trying to investigate. They're too lazy to do that. So what is the image of the person who can accept all those fakes?
There are different type of people who subscribe this point of view, who write such kind of stories on their Facebook, on Instagram accounts. Some of them are useful idiots who trust conspiracy theories and other bullshit. But some people, they do it for money. They do it because of political affiliation, because we suspect that Russia supports some political parties in the European Union, in European countries, far left, far right. Russia invests a lot of money to support them with media, to support them with cash, or to support their business in Russia. So there are different types of people who help Russia to promote this nonsense in European countries.
Thank you so much. Ruslan Deynychenko, the executive director of StopFake RDA, was the guest of Spotlight Ukraine, and we've just commented the Russian bullshit, and I'm not even sorry for what I've just said. This is Spotlight Ukraine, and we continue. Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Latest news, trends, and analytics on all about Ukraine. Like, share, and subscribe. Any questions, proposals, and comments, contact us via email.